Hello, awakened beings. Welcome to this channel. Here I do tarot and oracle readings to support you along your spiritual journey. If that interests you, feel free to check out any other content on this channel as well as interact with this video as you feel called to. Today's reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What you can expect for the next 30 days. Let's go. Hold on. A song tried to come up about like a boat. Rowing on a boat. I don't think it was that one, but basically I saw some water. Okay. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can you expect for the next 30 days? Yeah. Somebody could be spending time by the water. Okay. Well, I also see like somebody dropping a bunch of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna pause your reading real quick and go to the bathroom. Sorry about that. Okay, welcome back, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I mean, it's a small time jump for you guys, but I was gone for a little bit there. Okay, so let me reconnect here. We got Judgment at the back of the deck. We're looking at the next 30 days here. Okay, so with Judgment on the board, and we also have Eight of Swords. Okay, so I do feel like you could be... Ooh, is that Five of Pentacles? Okay, Five of Pentacles. Eight of Swords, Six of Swords. Okay, so I do feel like there's some sort of loss in your life. It can be a loss of any kind. Some can be very, we don't have Three of Swords here. Okay, so I do feel like it may not be super devastating, but take it how it resonates. Everybody's situation is different. But with the Five of Pentacles, I do see a loss, and with Eight of Swords, I do feel like this is something where you're just kind of like, where do I go from here? So something changes. Now you're in your head about, okay, what do I do next? Like I said, where do I go from here? What are my options? That kind of thing. And then we're leading into Judgment, where it's very much like, okay, the next chapter begins. So I do feel like within the next 30 days or even leading up to that, because you could have already experienced this as these were at the back of the deck, right? So anyway, I am feeling like you're experiencing some sort of shift or opening up to another possibility, another option, just kind of contemplating a choice here. And I do see with the Judgment that opens another door for you that, leads you out of a situation that was in some sort of state of loss or some sort of pit, some sort of stagnant situation. Okay, so I do like that for you. Okay. Anything else with the Judgment? Not right now. Okay. Oops, see, we have the Death card. So, okay, so like I just said, I picked up on some sort of loss, a shift in energy here to where it's leading you to make a different decision or explore a different option that you have in the past. Hello, my love. Clarify the Death card here. Okay, we have Perseverance. Okay, so we got forward movement on the board. Okay, and I do feel like it's like a fresh new start for you. Like you're feeling like there's some freshness to the situation. So again, like I was picking up on stagnant energy, but I do feel like an option opens up where it just allows energy to flow through for you to start moving, for you to start making progress. Okay, and it just kind of takes you making that decision to keep going. All right. Let's see, and not focusing on the past. So with Judgment, that can indicate, closing a chapter of the past and opening a new one. If you are if this is talking about the same situation for you, but there could be a newness to it that's different. So I would be mindful at this time of repeating cycles. Okay, so if you've, just as an example, doesn't have to be your story, but if you have like taking this same person back over and over, or engaged in a certain habit over and over, for this judgment to really take place is for you to just make a different decision. Okay, so yeah. All right, let's see. I do feel like for some of you that message was about if you're accepting certain behaviors or accepting certain things. It's taking you to make the decision to no longer accept that, but maybe present a counter offer. So I don't know how that'll resonate. Okay. Next card here. We got 10 of Pentacles. All right, 10 of Pentacles indicates, everything coming into fruition, everything that you wished for, you hoped for. So I do feel like, again, with this new beginning, I feel like what you're going towards is something a lot more fulfilling, prosperous than what you had in the past. All right, clarify 10 of Pentacles. I do feel like completion. I feel like you're investing in something. So I don't know if this is financially, relationship wise, housing wise. For somebody here, it is about housing because I do feel that. Okay. Clarify 10 of Pentacles. For some of you, I feel like this is a specific story for somebody, not everyone. But for somebody here, I feel like maybe you've endured a loss of a family member or somebody significant, and you are, kind of closing that chapter by moving out of the house that they lived in, or that or childhood home or something like that. Something about, closing a chapter on a home, I feel like, for somebody here in particular. Okay. Go ahead and clarify 10 of Pentacles. And with that being said, money coming in because of that. So it's almost like, you could have been closing a chapter on that relationship or on that experience, that situation, with somebody you cared about, you loved. But moving forward, you could be coming into some money because of the home or because of, what they left you or something like that. So that is for someone, like I said, specific. If it's not your story, then don't take that message. Okay. Anything else? For someone here, I do feel it could be career. Okay. Clarify. Oh, that one jumped out. What is this? Willpower. Okay. And one more, please, because I felt one more wanted to come out. Mindfulness. Okay. So I do feel like this next chapter of your life, I feel like this is like advice from spirit of like moving. See, yeah, even with, hold on, because even this perseverance got my attention again, of like, even though something could be challenging, it could be hard to move away from it, or to make a different choice, to do something. I feel like spirit is saying just kind of muster up that strength, lean into supports where you need to, but just keep moving forward, just keep moving forward, because there's some sort of decision or something that needs to be made, and you got to move forward. And also with this mindfulness, this is bringing me back to the ocean or water that I was picking up on. So I do feel like, if you need to take care of yourself, bring in more mindfulness into your decision, into, self-care, things like that, take yourself to the water for that self-care and mindfulness. Okay. Anything else? Let me look at this 10 of Pentacles here as far as predictions go. For some of you, I do feel like you could be, there's like a next chapter with like your family, like, maybe something regarding your household with a lover and some children, or, maybe just a lover or something like that. But there's something going on with like changes with that. Some relationship building. Because I do see here with, this willpower that there could be a personality that's a little bit more stubborn or stern. Or maybe you're learning to be that way to kind of put some more order into the home or something like that. Maybe you want to be more accountability. Accountability is coming up. Accountability somewhere. Okay, that's coming up for somebody. Let's move on. Four of Wands here. Celebration, union. What do we got? Predictions. Four of Wands. What are you saying? Hold on. Okay, Four of Wands is a card of marriage. We also have Judgment and Death card and Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so for somebody who is taking some sort of next step in their household, their relationship, their career, that is there. There's definitely good luck here. Okay, clarify Four of Wands. Come on. There we go. Eternal charisma. Yep. Okay, so some love is in the air here. What else is going on? I feel like somebody is flourishing. Expansion. So let me run it back. Because, yeah, as soon as I said that, I was actually looking at, this is my card of like expanding, essentially. Well, we have both cards here. But this is my card of expanding because, butterflies, they are caterpillars and they cocoon and go out to their potential. And, these flowers started out as a little bud and then they blossomed out. So, we have two cards of expansion here. This could also indicate, pregnancy. So, if you don't want that, then I would be mindful of, intimacy during certain cycles, right? If you do, then okay, this could, indicate something around that for you. But yeah, with the Four of Wands and the expansion, this is Four of Wands is a card of union, coming together, celebratory, marriage, bonding essentially. And so I do feel like you could be bonded, or you could be honestly potent with creativity. So however that resonates, but I do feel like with the expansion, this does kind of second what we were saying, or what I was saying about the home and relationships, career, things like that. So I do feel just growth, essentially, growth in some sort of area that you're looking forward to. Okay. So anything else? There's a second message about pregnancy. Okay, so again, that's there. There's potential for that there. But also, Empress energy with this too. So it could just be, expanding or nourishing a relationship, expanding or nourishing an idea, creation, project, something like that. So take that how it resonates. Here is your last card, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I do, just with this card, I just want to say, because it keeps coming up, that you're feeling like it's a blessing. So you're feeling blessed. Okay? Eight of Swords. We did have this little bit of Eight of Swords, but yeah, it's almost like, oh yes, the Spirit says fortune after difficulty. Fortune after difficulty. Okay, so there's blessing here within the next 30 days or so. Okay. All right, you got intention. Intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me come true. All right. That is your reading, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good luck on your journey. Take care.